everyone, Jeri Bellini here. Welcome to the little house in Pennsylvania. And things have been quite hopping in the little house in Pennsylvania. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you all about it in this little YaYa. So today is, I think, Friday. Brian went out to do a little last minute Christmas shopping. That's a whole story there. I hate Christmas shopping. Anyway, he loves it. So we have an understanding that he buys for me and I don't buy for him. So it works out great. Anyway, I know I'm wicked. Yeah, just if any of you feel that way, let me know. A lot of people like he loves to go shopping for Christmas, and it just stresses me out. I'm getting a migraine just thinking about it. I'm always worried I'm not going to get a nice thing for somebody, and then I can't find it, and it goes on and on. Anyway, if you're here, welcome to my channel. My channel is all about, I'll just introduce myself for a sec, all about aging creatively and gratefully. And I talk about some of our struggles as well as some of our yeses. Some of our, yeah, we can do that. All right. So, and I also like to be creative here. So I share with you a lot of my creative endeavors, which, by the way, the button garland has turned into, it's morphing. So now I am creating a beaded curtain out of buttons for my doorway. Now, yes, I do have a door on my doorway, but I thought, wouldn't it be fun to have those buttons hanging in the doorway? And they make, like a really nice little noise when you jiggle them. So really easy way to do it. If you're interested in making a button curtain, just get an expansion rod. This way you can change your mind at any time. Get an expansion rod that's pretty sturdy. Make sure it's in there really good. And I bought curtain hooks years ago. I had them from IKEA. They're little black rings, and they have a little hook on the bottom of them. So I just hung my string. I'll show it to you at the moment. At the moment, there's one string hanging there, but I have a bunch. I have like 3 or 4 of them sitting on the couch waiting to be hung. It's been kind of busy in the little house, I have to tell you. Yeah, I'm starting to feel better. Thank you so much for all your prayers and well wishes and everything. I really do appreciate it. I've been going to physical therapy. If you're new here, I share some of my, health problems, but I don't like to focus on them. I focus on being grateful. But I do have Ehlers-Danlos, and it creates a problem for my joints. And I'll leave it at that. If you're interested, you could look it up. The abbreviation for it is EDS. Just type that in, you'll find out what it is. It's a connective tissue disorder. It's an autoimmune. Anyhow, I've been doing physical therapy for it, and the girl there is really quite wonderful. And she says less is better. I just love that. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee while it's still hot. So this is going to be the last YaYa for 2024. And I only recently started calling them YaYas. I don't know why. So anyway, I made a list. Stuff to talk about. And first I'll tell you, because I just said a few minutes ago how and I told you last time, I hate the word busy, how active I've been. So Brian and I have been redoing the warehouse. That's AKA another word. He calls it the factory. I call it the warehouse. It's the basement. We have a wonderful basement in this house. It is just a full height, regular. It's like a regular house, only it's, it's cinder block or whatever it is down there. It's so dry because we live up on a mountain. So it never gets damp or anything. And we have it climate controlled with a humidifier in the summer if it needs it. but we love working down there. We have a lot of nice light and in our work area. And it's been like a mess since we moved in. 2 years ago, we moved into this house. And as a lot of you know, I live at the beach in the summer. So really, I've only been here for a year. But it's a mess. It's been a mess. So when we moved in, we did have some movers help us move all our boxes. We have a lot of boxes with our stuff that we've been collecting over the years to sell in our Etsy shops. And when we moved in, the movers just put our boxes up against the wall. And little by little, Brian was opening them as he needed them. And I'm going to sidebar here for a second because I know a lot of you are in the process of moving. And I just wanted to give you a heads up of something that has really been, a godsend. And that is an app. I have an app on my phone. It's a QR code app. And there's so many of them out there. I was just going to pick up my phone and tell you what the app was, but I'm videoing on my phone. So I'll have to put it in the description box below. But and I'm not affiliated with the app at all. But and like I said, there's so many of them. You can pick one and just whatever. But when we moved, I QR coded all the boxes. Yes, thank you. Okay, so I was able to easily find what I needed. I wish I had a QR code label up here, but I do not. So basically, what I did was especially in my art room, I designated each section of the house. I gave it a different QR code label. So you had to give it like a few letters and then it would give you the numbers. So I would say art room, okay, AR, and I would pack a box and I would take a few pictures of the box. So I'd have the app open. I'd take a few pictures of what was inside the box and say what was inside the box in the QR code app. And then I would print out these labels and put it on the box. Do it if you're moving. I'm telling you, it's crazy wonderful because I was looking for something, which I'm going to segue into now, which is what started the basement clean off. All right, let me segue into that right now. So QR codes, get a QR code app if you're moving. Even if you want to like redo your house and you're packing some boxes up, it's not a bad idea. So anyway, I like to go on Pinterest. I've told you that before, and it gives me, some ideas and gets my creative juices flowing for other things. And I saw a ornament, okay, because Brian and I have been making a lot of ornaments for the Etsy shop out of wool. We have gone wool crazy, I have to tell you. So I saw this ornament, and this is just a couple pieces of cloth stuck together at the moment. But it was so cute. It had a little yo-yo in the middle of it, and it was just like a little, I can't remember if it was round or whatever it was, but it had a yo-yo in the middle. And I know it doesn't look like anything here, but it was so cute when it's embroidered and everything with the little string. It was adorable. And I said to Brian, I have yo-yos. Okay, I have just about everything. I've done just about everything at one point or another in my life. I've just always been a creative person. So I had this woman, a good friend of mine, years and years ago, she's passed away, that, oh, here's the one I really was after, that had a lot of time on her hands, and I would encourage her to do something creative. And she always felt like she needed like a purpose, otherwise she just wouldn't do it. And so I said, I'm going to hire you, okay? I'm going to hire you. You're going to make me yo-yos. So she loved to make yo-yos. So here's the better one. It's a smaller one. She made hundreds and hundreds of yo-yos for me. I sent her the fabric, and she made yo-yos. She made them in all different sizes. I have another bag around here somewhere. Oh, it's under the table. Anyway, but you get the idea. So what I was using them for back in the day, let me see if I have any in here. I should have taken one out. Oh, here's one. So I was making hair ornaments. This was years and years ago. I was making hair ornaments. And so I wanted a bobby pin on it, okay? These are little tiny bobby pins. You probably can't really tell that from looking at this, but I would glue the hair ornament. It was a flower. It was a cloth flower that I made out of like organza and stuff. I think I have a video way down in the bowels of the YouTube channel. I gotta go in there and clean that up and redo some of the videos. Some of them were pretty bad. Anyhow, I would glue the piece onto here, and then, you know, I love hair accessories. I don't know. Oh, do you notice my braids? By the way, my hair has gotten long enough and kind of unruly that I have to do something with it. I'm anxious to try one braid, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to braid your own hair. That was another sidebar. So anyway, I had her make a million of these, and she actually even sewed the bobby pins on there. It gave her purpose for many, many months, and it helped me out. Of course, I paid her. So anyway, that's the yo-yo thing. So I said to Brian, I know I have these yo-yos. Couldn't find them. Got the QR code app open, looked in, typed in yo-yos. Sure enough, the box came up. It was AR005 was the number. And I did each room, I printed in a different color paper. That's another thing I did. So my art room was in white paper, I believe. Yeah, I think the Etsy shop was in yellow paper. So we searched that whole entire basement for AR005. Now, as I would open the box, you could actually check it in the QR code app. You could do all that stuff, but I didn't. So as I was opening the box, I would just take the label and put it in a baggie. So if I said to myself, gee, maybe I opened the box, I would look in this bag and I would see that the label was there or was not there. Well, the label wasn't there, so I knew the box was never open. We searched that basement. I'm telling you, it was a week. And we both have this obsessive compulsive streak in us when we're looking for something. And okay, so another sidebar. Brian's a collector of old books because, you know, we have the other store, Recycle Parts for Art. Right now we're focused on Shop at the Little House, but in Recycle Parts for Art, he sells a lot of old books people use to make journals. He sells book covers, all this stuff. So he's got, literally thousands of books. So he's got them in these certain boxes. He did not use the QR code method when he was packing, but he used all the same boxes. And when he brought them, when they were brought into the house, he just stacked them in a certain space. But he stacked them so he had a line in the back, and then he had another box in front of it and another box. I never do stuff like that because I want to know what's behind it. So I got one layer, if that made any sense. Anyway, I said to him, I have a funny feeling that my yo-yos are back behind your books. Oh, I would never do that, he said. Anyway, so I said, all right. He swore he would never do that, so we left it go. Eventually, after a week, he started to pull those boxes out, and yeah, you guessed it. My yo-yos were back there. So that's the yo-yo story. And what got me to start cleaning the basement, I was bound and determined to find them. So I just very methodically, we have all these shelving units, and I am going to show you what's down. I'm going to show you down there at some point. I was going to show you before I started cleaning it, but to be honest, when I finish cleaning it, you're going to think I didn't start cleaning it yet. So it's in pretty bad shape. And I think you would just think very less of me. So I'm not going to show you just yet. It's an abomination. All right. So that's that. I did want to show you my new Leuchtturm journal for the new year, because the new year's coming. And this YaYa might be a little long. We're already at 15 minutes. Just because it's the last one of the year, you can fast forward and or not listen or whatever. And you know what I just learned? I was reading somebody's post about being concerned, you know, because this is a way of supporting YouTubers, is to watch, let the videos run with the commercials and all that stuff. And somebody said, geez, if I fast forward through it, would it still be considered watch? Well, it's not. Watch time is how the time that you watch. So if you fast forward, it's less time. I thought that was interesting. I thought it was an interesting question, and I thought it was an interesting answer. So anyway, you don't have to watch the whole thing if you don't want to. I'm fine with that. Leuchtturm. So this is my Leuchtturm for next year, and I got purple. It's like a lavender purple because it reminds me of the beach, because I have purple down at the beach, and I can't wait to start writing in it. And the last week or so, I ran out of space in my other one, my 2024 Leuchtturm, and it's in 1917, and it is dotted lines. I like the dotted lines. Okay, I do have a link in my Amazon affiliate below. You know, Amazon is starting to call us influencers. Amazon influencers. That was another sidebar. So I can't wait to write in this. I'm chomping at the bit in my purple Leuchtturm. So what I do also, I've had these since 2016, I think. I've got a whole stack of them. I keep them, and I go back through them because I write ideas. I don't do it like regular bullet journaling. I spoke about this last video, YaYa, so I won't do it again. But I do put the date on the end so I can easily find it. And what I like to do is every so often, yeah, see, I have a couple of them right here. Every so often, I'll get out the old ones, and every year is a different color. Did I say that? And look through and see what I was thinking. Because sometimes I'll write, you know, something I was thinking, an idea, whatever. I write whatever I feel like writing in there. But I always definitely write, like if I make a phone call or something, I write that down. All right. That was that. I am going to show you, but I'm going to turn the camera around and show you this. It's my Christmas Advent journal, whatever you want to call it. I started a few years ago. I try to add a little something to it each year. I think when I first did it, my intention was to do the whole thing at once, but that's never going to happen. I started in 2018. So it's an old book cover, and I cut the spine off. And so every once in a while, when I see Brian has something interesting, I schwick it. So I like this one. It said, you know, make your own Merry Christmas. So this was the book. And cut the spine off and made my own spine. So I'll just do I'll switch the camera around, and maybe I should do that in a separate thing. All right, let me think about that. All right. I have a list. I have a list that I wrote on an old envelope because I can't find any paper. Would you believe it? No, you wouldn't believe it if you knew my history with paper. So my grandfather was a printer. He owned a printing company. And his son, my mother's brother, okay, took over the printing company at some point. And then his son took over which is my cousin, took over the printing company. And my mother was the oldest of her siblings to live. You know, she lived to 98. The rest of them passed away in their 80s. And my cousin became very close to my mom and used to send her the cutoffs of the paper after they would do a print job. So mom She loved it because she wrote a lot of notes. She wrote a lot of letters. She was a hand written letter writer for many, many, many years. Yeah, I wish I had some of the letters she wrote to some people. But I was just putting something away and found a stack of my mother's Christmas letters. Every year she would write a Christmas letter and tell everybody in, her friends and family what we were up to. And I just found them. I can't wait to read them. But anyway, she had lots of paper and all different pieces and sizes. So I have a lot of paper. It's in one of the boxes downstairs. I haven't come across it yet. That was another sidebar. All right. So I wanted to talk to you about my earrings, my heart earrings. I'm going to take one out because I've gotten a lot of compliments on them. Okay. And let me give you a little backstory about them. So I owned a bead store for about 12 years. And we did classes, and I had employees, and I also had teachers that would come into the shop and teach different things. Anyway, one of my employees taught this. This is metal wire. And yeah, and so this was the sample. And so I wound up with all the samples because generally speaking, a lot of times they used my supplies and stuff. And I don't remember if she did or not use my supplies, but I wound up with the earrings. Anyway, long story longer. I also do metal work, and I thought it would be fun to do a little workshop and make these earrings. So I'm going to work on that after Christmas, if anyone's interested. Not too hard to make them. All right. So that was that. The Christmas book. I talked about the QR codes. I talked about the button curtain. The curtain, if you're interested in making a button curtain or even just garland, and a lot of you did purchase our buttons, the mixed lot of buttons, you're getting around 10 buttons to a foot if you want to do some math. And Brian made a special listing. He put 200 buttons, I believe. Well, he didn't actually count them. They're about a pound. He counted them and he weighed them and he said it's approximately, 200 buttons to the listing, and you could get pretty much garland for that. Okay, with that. That's why he did that. Let's see. No. Oh yeah, so I did say about that. Guess what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be learning how to rug hook. And you see that back there on the counter? That's a rug hooking frame. And I'm going to get it. And then you'll see my interesting pants while I get up. They are hearts. See them? They're those Lularoos. Lularoo? I don't know if I said that right. I got them. My daughter has a consignment sale, and I got them from her consignment sale. I love Lularoo. I don't even know how you say it, but they're so soft, and they're crazy. All right, so this is a little machine that you put your wool through, and it cuts it into strips. So I have like a whole bag floating around here with these strips, and I've had this machine for years. And then that thing is the piece that you put your cloth on and you do your hooking. And I did try hooking years ago. Wish I could see where the strips were. I know they're up here. Oh, they're right here. Oh yeah, here we are. Here's the strips. Okay, here's the cloth that you use. I think they call it monk. I don't know. I think they call it monk cloth. Anyway, I told you I have that great wool shop right down the street from me. Yeah, so this is a whole bag. So I got that far when I did this years ago. So I was doing this with a friend. We were going to do something together. And she was in a very bad car accident and didn't make it. And so there's the little strips. And so I just put it away. And I'm ready to take it back. This was 10 years ago. She passed away right before my mom. Anyway, cleaning the basement, looking for the yo-yo. You get the drift. And then I was at Katie's wool shop. It's called The Bee and the Bear. I think it's The Bee and the Bear. Yeah. It could be The Bear and the Bee. No, it's The Bee and the Bear. Anyway, I was at her wool shop a couple weeks ago, and she was going to have a class on doing the rug hooking. And I said, you know, it would be so fun to go to her shop and sit there and hang out with people. And, you know, like I said, I've tried this before. I could figure it out, I'm sure, on my own. But it's so much fun to take a class. I just love to be with like-minded people. So I'm going to take her class, and she's going to supply all the supplies, and it should be fun. She did have one scheduled for a couple weeks ago, but I had to babysit. So I'm going to do, she called me and said she would do one after Christmas, what day works for me. And I told her, you know, anytime. So I'm looking forward to that. And I will share that with you. I did video her shop when I was in there. See, we're already talking for 26 minutes. I videoed her shop. I'm going to do that as a separate video, I believe, because this one's really long. And her shop is gorgeous, and she has fantastic wool. She's just amazing. And I am going to teach in her shop after the new year. I'm really looking forward to that. I think that'll be fun. Just like I told you, I like to be with like-minded people. So if you're in the area, Hereford. Her store is in Hereford, Hereford. It is gorgeous. She's in this really old building. They said it used to be a post office or something. All right. Did you notice when I stood up my vest? I don't know. You love it? You hate it? I made it. Years ago. It's denim. It's different pieces of denim, different colors of denim. And I was thinking, I'm going to get some feedback. I want to get some feedback from you guys. I was thinking of recreating it. Yeah. I don't know if I'll do a mini workshop. I'm going to do a couple mini workshops this year. I just, I like the idea on a Zoom. I like the idea of hanging out in a room with my creative friends and, you know, and working on stuff. So I don't know if I'm going to do a Zoom or a YouTube video with this. We'll see. Let's see. What else have we got? The rug hooking. I do want to show you something else, and I think I will do it in this video. And then I think I'll hang up. I talked about this with some of the women in my Facebook group. So there was this woman that, I can't remember her name, I'm so sorry. She was creating the dots, you know, that everybody was going crazy about a couple months ago that I created. She was creating dots with feed sacks, and she was sharing it with us, and it was so beautiful. And so I just love old things. And it reminded me that I had started a quilt, oh glory, many years ago. I was a big quilter many years ago with feed sacks. So of course I collected all these little feed sack scraps, and I don't know, you know, I tucked it away, I guess, at some point, and probably when I had my bead store, because I quilted before I did my beading. And yeah, this is what I'm looking for, this one. And she reminded me of it because the colors are very similar. They're just very, you know, old-fashioned, whatever. And so I went looking for it and found it and thought, oh, I would love to. I love applique because I love hand sewing. So it's a tree. I'm going to hold it up in a minute, but it's these leaves. And, you know, you can see they're pretty big. So I used a freezer paper method. If you're not familiar with that, I could do it as a 10-minute technique. And then did applique. So let me show you. So here's all my cutout pieces, getting ready for the freezer paper. And here's the quilt. And where, because here's a pattern for it. Where did I see this pattern? I don't even remember where I got the pattern. It doesn't say on the, see it? There's the quilt. I hope you can see that. I know there's glare. Let me take it out of the thing. It's in a piece of plastic. It must have been out of a magazine. I used to get like Quilter's Newsletter, if you're a quilter. I think they went out of business. Oh, this is stuck in there. I'm just gonna kind of, yeah. It's been in here for like 25 years. It's not coming out. All right, let me just show you. Let me just show you the, and I have notes on the back. Oh my gosh. I started it in 1996, June 3rd. I'll just read you a few of the excerpts. I have been cutting leaves from feed sack scraps, which I gathered in Lancaster and sent away for 6-inch squares from someone in the feed sack club. Oh yeah, I remember I did belong to a feed sack club. I got a pack of squares, 36 squares for $18. Holy smokes. Tonight I am making the bias binding strips. I cut a huge square, approximately 40 inches, and I'm making the bias the way I would make bias binding for a quilt. I need so much bias, probably 40 to 50 yards. Holy smokes. See, I used to keep track when I would make a quilt. I would write everything out and, you know, create a story with it. Okay. There's a lot more. I'm going to just let that go. Let's open it up. So here's the bias that I was talking about in there. And I have to stand back. It's a big. It was for my bed. I might get back to it. This might get me excited. And no, don't ask. I haven't finished Lila's quilt yet because I've been crazy, but I haven't been able to go see her. So I made an appointment to go see her, and I woke up and I was sick. So of course I wasn't going to go. Then I made another appointment to go see her, and they were sick. So it's just been a lot. It's just been a lot. So now my daughter, before I hold this up, my daughter told me they're not accepting visitors at the moment. They're trying to be really careful. Oh, I just poked myself. They're trying to be really careful and not get the baby sick. She was so tiny when she was born. So, all right. I don't know. I'm hiding behind it. I hope you can see. Can you see? Can you see? All right. I'm going to stand here for a minute. Somebody told me I move too fast when I'm showing things. So it's a tree of life. So now I'm going to come closer. It doesn't look too unmanageable. I don't think I would quilt it myself. I used to, so you can just see some up close and personal. Some of my stitches. Can you see them? Can you see my stitches? Anyway, that probably got blurry just now. I don't think I would quilt this myself because I think it would never ever get finished in. All right, I'm gonna fold that back up when we get off the phone. No, when we get off the computer. When we get off the whatever we're doing. All right, guys. So the last thing I have to do in is 34 minutes. I think I will just show you. I'll just turn the camera upside down and show you a couple pages out of this book. It's not that big a deal. And yeah, and then I'll just say right now, while you can see my little face, anyone who celebrates Christmas, I wish you the very best blessed Christmas ever. And I hope it is not stressful for you. And I hope that, you know, you have family and friends to celebrate it with. And if you do not, and you're by yourself, I hope you will start a creative project. Treat yourself to something that will make your heart sing. And another sidebar here. You feel another story coming? So for many years, my birthday, I have mentioned this before, was a little disappointing or stressful. And so what I started doing was I would get up in the morning and I would plan a day, usually go to a thrift store or a flea market or something like that. Plan a day out. I would treat myself to an ice cream or whatever. And I just took care of myself. And I'm telling you, if you don't have family and friends to celebrate the holiday with, and you're feeling a little lost and lonely, I would suggest that you take care of yourself any way that you see fit. If that means you're going to sit down and make yourself, well, you wouldn't be sitting, you'd be standing, make yourself a wonderful meal. You know, maybe you want a steak and something, a potato or whatever it is that you love, and dessert. Do that. If you want to sit and do stitching all day, do that. Just do something special for yourself. And speaking of food and special, I have this wonderful recipe for this apple pie that I made for Thanksgiving. And I went to take a piece home. I went to my daughter's house and I went to take a piece home and forgot it at her house. So I'm going to make that pie for Christmas Day for me and Brian. We're by ourselves on Christmas Day. And I think I'll put the recipe down below. I changed my mind. I'm going to bring you into the kitchen with me and I'm going to make the pie with you on a video. And I know that's not my usual thing, but it is a creative process and I hope you enjoy it and I hope you make the pie. It is so stinking good. It was delicious. It is an apple caramel pecan pie. So you make the apple pie and then instead of putting a crust on the top, you make a brown sugar, you know, that brown sugar with the butter where you crumble it up. You put that on, then you layer pecans on it, chopped up pecans, and then you pour caramel sauce. It is so good. Ugh, it is so good. Anyway, I'm going to make one of those. And hopefully I won't eat the whole thing, but you never know. All right, I'm going to flip this around. I'm going to show you the book. And this is a long YaYa. Sorry. I love you lots. And I will be back in January. And I'm going to start making my videos again. And yeah, I've got lots of ideas. So thanks for hanging with me. Thank you to all my Ko-fi supporters. Thank you to the people that have sent me little Christmas gifts. Thank you to the people that have sent me Christmas cards. Just thank you to everyone for all your love and support. I really do appreciate you more than you know. Let's flip around and look at this Christmas journal. Okay, it just fits perfectly. So we're zoomed in and it fits perfectly in the screen right now. So I'll show you. We'll start with the cover. These are some old buttons. And I made the binding and then just stitched some piece of old quilt, and this is a piece of old, I forget what they call this. Yikes. Anyway, you get it. I have a big hunk of it downstairs I found somewhere. Okay, so that's that. And I think, what did I say? It was from, I started this a long time ago. We'll see if there's a date in there. And then I did put this cloth inside. We're going to make a book together too. I just love books. Oh, so we had a little Zoom mini art retreat. I used to do that under the Recycle Parts for Art. We would have, every month we would have someone, you know, be the lead teacher. And so that month It was all volunteer donation thing. That month, Susan Hiles, it says here, she showed us how to, oh, it was 2018. Holy smokes that I started this book. Whoa, Nelly. Yes, that was before I stopped doing YouTube. Okay, so here we are. Yeah, I think I meant for the book to be that year, and then just, I did like a chapter of it and then just died. Today I made my Christmas journal. So you see I cut out different pieces of paper and just, there's some glare on that. Some glare on Santa. Okay, so here's some more tags. Oh, so these are little Christmas cards that people sent me. Yep, I won't read them here. Favorite recipes. I'm going to give you my apple pie recipe. So look, oh, they're in here. Oh, look at that. That's clever. Come on. This was in an old envelope, it looks like. So I'm, and these are little charms I used to sell in my bead store. I think I still have some in the Recycle Parts for Art store. Anyway, I have to go look. So this is supposed to be favorite recipes. Oh, I have to put that apple pie recipe in there. That pecan caramel apple pie. So little thank you note somebody sent me. Oh, all right, I'm going to let you see this. This is from my granddaughter, Ida. 31 miles to Mimi's house. Aw. I'm going to have the littles. December 29th, I'm having them overnight. So I use dictionary pages. I'll put some links below in the description box if you're interested in any of the things that I used in this journal. Brian has them in the Recycle Parts for Art shop. And this is an angel that I made. I think there's a video down below. I'll see if I can't put it up in the description box. This is some watercolor paper. Oh, and this is Happy Mail. All right. I won't read that. There's a little. Isn't that pretty? She made that, my friend. That's Never Hopeless. She has a channel. Okay, and so, I don't know, why do I have a picture here? Spent the morning with Lucia. That's my little, one of the littles, Lucy. We played with the little house. Oh, she had this little Sylvania house that she loved to play with, and people pretending she was the mom, I was the dad. She learned how to, Lou learned how to do collage, and we made a Christmas tree. She turned hers into a tree ornament. Mine is right here. Yes, she made an ornament. I remember that day. And here's the string. You could hang it as an ornament, but this one's glued in. It was a nice ornament. So this is just, I don't think I did a video on this. It's just a piece of like cereal box. And then we just, she was maybe 6, 5, 6. 2018. Yeah, she wasn't very big. So we just glued down green papers and then we decorated with sequins and buttons, and that was it. She loved it. I remember she loved it. All right, and this is just some coffee dyed graph paper. Oops, we're stuck. Oh, and this is a pocket to put stuff in. Yeah, I started my YouTube journey being a mixed media artist. Some eco print. Here's another pocket. And so I did a lot of journals. I have a lot of journals in up in my closet here. So it looks like the rest of it is, oh, I remember that day. So my dad used to decorate eyeglasses. I don't know if you go back and look at some of my really old videos. I had short hair. You probably can't really see the picture very well. But I had cat's eye glasses, and in the corners of the glass, in fact, you know what? Hold on a second. I just found them when I was in the basement. I found so much stuff when I was in the basement. Okay, so here's my glasses, and they broke. But my dad used to decorate them. He had a factory, and this is one of the things he did. It's kind of crazy. He put rhinestones in things. My dad was a creative person too. He's made a lot of wonderful things. I'll have to talk to you about some of that at some point. But anyway, she put his glasses on, and I put mine on, and we took a selfie in the bathroom mirror. Aw. Anyway, my mother actually picked these glasses out for me before she passed away, and I totally did not want to give them up because she picked them out. And then they're broken because I went back to get another pair of glasses, and I said to them, can you please just pop the lens out of here? My vision had changed. And she said, no, I don't think so. You know, the glasses, they get very brittle. Anyway, I couldn't find, I looked for another pair, like that company name, and I got a red pair. I couldn't find another black pair. Okay, that was a sidebar. All right, so I think, oh, this is gingerbread houses. We used to make gingerbread houses every year at my daughter's house. That was fun. We haven't done that since before COVID. COVID wrecked a lot of stuff, and we just never got back to doing it, unfortunately. I wish. So much has changed over the years. All right, so let's see. Yeah, I don't remember making that, but there it is. And this, my daughter, my middle daughter, Jessica, she came over today. Obviously, I'm reading that. And we made Ida, that's her daughter, that's one of the littles, a Christmas stocking, crazy quilt style. So I made a little one and put it in the book, and there's Ida's. And I should have done that as a video for you guys. Making those stockings was fun. I'll put it on my list. So we're going to do Christmas in July. And we celebrate Christmas in July at the beach. And I thought we should do that too on the channel. Yep. So there's her stocking. I just was over there babysitting her the other night. And I said, oh, I made that stocking. She goes, yes, I know. She's so funny. Oh, I just love those kids. So I think the rest of this is just empty. So you see what I did? I just took, you know, some fun little scrappy pages. This is like paper that you get in your packaging, and it looks like I made 2 signatures. Yeah. So I can put some stuff in here. I did receive some Christmas cards from some of you guys. My address is down in the bottom of the videos in the description thing, my post office box address. And Brian always checks that every day, so yeah. And my little Santa bell. So these are some charms I had in the bead store. I love them. So that's it, really, basically. So please, everyone, just remember to keep moving. Just play, no rules, and remember to be grateful for something. Find something each and every day to be grateful for. We do have a lot to be grateful for, and let's make a grateful journal and start writing some of the stuff in there. Let's make a journal for that this year. That would be a fun way to start the new year. All right, I'm going to say bye for now. Love you lots. Wishing you all the very best. And the very best new year. And who knows, maybe I'll pop on to say hi for the new year. Bye for now.